Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, dear all. Welcome back to English session. In our previous session, we were discussing about Unit 7, If I Was a Tree by Muthukudu Chinnaswamy. We previously had two sessions. The first session was related to the framework to go through this chapter, The framework will help us to understand this chapter better. And the framework was Subaltern Studies, which was the world-class literature form genre in which we used to study about three categories of subaltern people, including blacks, women and Dalits. So in second session, we talked about Dalit literature, how Dalit literature emerged and how it take a particular form of writing style, writing pattern. And also we talked about the evil practice of casteism and how it originated. In the name of religion, they started a criteria, they started a chronological hierarchical system which is called as caste system. So this caste system was depending upon the birth. It even begins from the birth, from womb to tomb, isn't it? From the child takes birth till he dies. This caste system will be there with the person, especially in Indian society. So these kind of packages has been strongly or actively working rather. So in this session, we will be talking about the poem directly. We will be dealing with the poem directly and reading it thoroughly line by line and making sure whatever we are going to discuss today is important for the understanding of this poem, as well as this poem is important for your examination point of view. They may ask you 6 marks question out of this poem. Okay. So in our previous days or in past, there was an evil practice, even it's still there, but not that cruel or not that range. So it's there, but it's vanishing day by day. So this evil practice is known as casteism, where a particular group of people have been considered as untouchables, isn't it? As untouchable. And ಅವರು ಟಚ್ ಕೂಡ ಅವರನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋ ಹಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ, because they are untouchables and they took birth from Lord Shiva's foot. Foot is not that important, right? ನಮ್ಮ ಇಡೀ ಬಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫುಟ್ನ ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, even though food is important, isn't it? But still ಅವರು ಫುಟಿಂದ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋರು, ಹಾಗಾಗಿ they should do all the minor things. And also this caste system is also depending upon the work they do, isn't it? So all the superior work or all the thing which is intellectual has to be done by Brahmins. Yagna, yaga, puja, punaskaralu, everything should be done by Brahmins. And Kshatriyas, they are soldiers, isn't it? They have to protect kingdom or nation. And when it comes to Vaishyas, they are business people. They have to do all the business. They have to organize their business shops, etc., mall, etc. And when it comes to Shudras, they have to do all the things which are considered to be minute, like working. They should clean, they should mend, they should clean all the mess created by these three categories of people, like cleaning drainages, cleaning gutters, cleaning everywhere, and all the minor are works which can be called as not respectful work should be done by them. And even this concept, work is not respectable or respectable, this is all again colonial concept, right? Because no work is inferior, no work is superior than, isn't it? Each and every work has its own importance. And if somebody doesn't clean the floor, it will look literally messy, isn't it? So the person who cleans it is literally a great person, isn't it? It should be like that. So they should give it more respect than the other sophisticated working people, isn't it? Okay, let's get started with a poem, and make sure this poem has been written in Kannada and which has been translated to us by Rovina Helm. Okay, let's get started. So before moving to the poem, we will be reading about the author's introductory part. Let's get started. I hope all of you are having your textbook with you, and I request you to open page number 56 in your reflections. Let's get started. A note on the poet. Mudnakudu Chinnaswamy was born in 1954. He is a well-known poet who hails from Mudnakudu village in Chandrayapatna district of Karnataka. So Chandrayapatna district ಇದೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ, isn't it? So ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಮುದ್ನಕೂಡು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ವಿಲೇಜ್ ಇಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಮುದ್ನಕೂಡು ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ. He has 2 post-graduation degrees, with MCom and MA, with a DL, which means Doctorate of Literature or letter, in social science. So he is a well-educated person, qualified person with lot of degrees with him, master's degrees, that to 2 master's degrees with him, degree holder, double graduation holder person. He has master's degree from commerce sector, MCom, and later also MA, which is again Masters of Arts in Doctorate of Letters in Social Science. So Social Science ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್. ಮುಂಚಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು PhD ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ಹೈಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Nowadays doctorate comes only when you complete your PhD research. So of social science as well. He is director of finance in Bangalore Metropolitan Transport Corporation, BMTC. You all know BMTC buses, right? So Metropolitan Transportation Corporation, allina ಒಂದು director, that to finance director. He has worked as a finance director to BMTC services by profession. So by profession he was not a writer or not a poet, not a storyteller, but he was a finance director in BMTC Bangalore by profession. Poetry is his passion, but has worked in other genres of literature as well. So ಇವನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ಯಾಷನೇಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರೋದು ಪೊಯಟ್ರಿ ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ, isn't it? So apart from his profession, he is also a writer, a poet, but he has also written many different genres or forms of literature, which includes poetry, prose, story, fiction, novel, as well as playwright. So ಅವನಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಂದರೆ writing poem or poetries. Besides having a wide range of interest in culture, theatre and social work, he has brought out 24 books so far. So ಅವನಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆರ್ಟಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇತ್ತು, ಲೈಕ್ ಕಲ್ಚರಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್, ಕಲ್ಚರ್ನ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಆ್ಯಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಗಳು, ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು ಮುದ್ನಕೂಡು ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ಡ್ರಾಮಾಸ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಪ್ಲೇ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ರೈಟರ್ ಚಿನ್ನಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. He brought out 24 books so far. So how many books he has written? He has written 24 books so far illivergu, which include 6 collection of poetry. ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನಗಳು. Collection of poetry means there are lot of poetries in it in a single book, isn't it? It is known as ಕವನ ಸಂಕಲನ, collection of poetry. 4 of essays and 3 plays and a collection of short stories. So his work 24 books includes 6 collection of poetry, 4 of essays, 3 plays, drama, and a collection of short story. One collection of short story. Okay, short stories ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಥಾ ಸಂಕಲನ. He is widely translated into many Indian languages apart from English, Spanish and Hebrew. So not only in India, he has renewed his name, ಅಂದರೆ he is not famous only in India. ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರೈಟರ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಪೊಯೆಟ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ನ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜಸ್, ಹಿಸ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಇಂಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್, Spanish as well as Hebrew. Hebrew is an African language. An anthology of his selected poems is Spanish, has been brought out by the government of Pennsylvania under World Poetry Series. So, in world literature, we used to bifurcate it according to the sessions or forms. So, World Poetry Series alli ಇವನ ಒಂದು ರೈಟಪ್ಸ್ನ ವರ್ಡ್ ಪೊಯಿಟ್ರಿ ಸೀರೀಸಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ ಬೈ ದಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೆನ್ಸಿಲ್ವೇನಿಯಾ. Okay, this was the author's introductory part, and as I said, this poem written in Kannada actually, and it has been translated to English by Rowena Hill. So author's introduction baribekare his achievements, his profession and his interest adin bardaadmele this poem has been written originally in Kannada, later which has been translated to us by Rowena Hill and the not Hill. Okay, Rowena Hill was born in England in 1938 and went to school in New Zealand. Later she attended university in New Zealand, Italy and India, University of Mysore. So probably when she came to University of Mysore, she has read this poetry and later she translated into English. So ishtu baridre Rowena Hill ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಾಕು. So this poem has been translated by Rowena Hill. She was a native from New Zealand and she translated this poem while she was studying at Mysore University. Okay, let's get started with our poem, page number 54. Pre-reading activity. Do you think that being a tree is more convenient than being a human being? You just think for a while that whether being human being is more convenient or being a tree is more convenient. If people would ask themselves, everybody will say being human is more comfortable, is more convenient, is more wise than anything else, isn't it? But unfortunately, there are such people who have been treated badly, who have been treated brutally being human beings. So for them, it is more convenient to become a part of nature than being a part of society. Like our Mudnapudu Chinnaswamy, being a Dalit, he has faced a lot of, even though he was a professionalist, isn't it? He was working in a government sector, but still he had faced many things which are unbearable, which are literally harsh. So he wanted to become a tree than being a human being. He wanted to become a part of nature than being a part of human society, which is great, which has lot of baggages. So he wanted to become a tree. So navella enadru agbeku, nanu ಏನು ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಯಾರಾದರೂ ನನಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ I would say I want to become this and that. I want to become a good lecturer. I want to become a PhD holder and everything the same, isn't it? But this person, he wanted to become a tree only because he is dissatisfied with his life being a human being, that too being a Dalit, isn't it? He's out of frustration of being Dalit, he wanted to become tree or part of nature. Here, this so-called Dalit literature, this so-called casteism has not been projected directly. So directly casteism ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. It has been narrated indirectly, isn't it? So ಹೇಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಟ್ರೀ ಆಗಿದ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಈ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಟುಡೇ ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟೀಸ್, ಐ ಆಮ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊಜೆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಹೀಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಹೀಗಿರ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದರೆ ಇರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಮಿನೇಷನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ದ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಯು ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿಕಮ್ ಅ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ನೇಚರ್, ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೀ. Okay, let's start. We'll be doing 2 paragraphs today. We'll be elaborating it, discussing it. Later, we'll be elaborating another 2 paragraphs. Make sure this is short poetry, but very important. You need to understand it thoroughly. Okay, there are also instances in certain paragraphs which we should understand and should describe. If I was a tree, make sure you should read it thrice before tackling it. So one should be a fast reading, fast next it should be a slow reading and then slowly adana neat aga artha madkondu ondsati neat age adana ododu. Next it is known as comparative reading, andre alli yadu important, yadu phrase ಜಾಸ್ತಿ important ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಅಂಡರ್ಲೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಓದೋದು. You should practice this at your home. We don't have much time to do all these 3 readings, so I'll be reading it, will be explaining. Before watching this video, stop here at this point in the video, pause here and read it yourself, the 2 paragraphs. Later you can watch this video again. Okay. If I was a tree, the bird wouldn't ask me before it built its nest what caste I am. When sunlight embraced me, my shadow wouldn't feel defeat. My friendship with cool breeze and the leaves wouldn't turn back, taking me for a dog eater. Underline these two lines. Raindrops wouldn't turn back, taking me for a dog eater. When I branch out further from my roots, when I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth wouldn't flee, shouting for a bath. Mother Earth wouldn't flee, shouting for a bath. Look at the construction of this paragraph and look at how it has been projected, the caste system indirectly, isn't it? He has not talked about caste system directly, but everything has been projected indirectly. That because if I was tree, this would happen, and this people won't ask me, isn't it? People won't feel I'm dirty. People wouldn't ask me what caste I belong to. But because I am human being, people will ask me, isn't it? People will discriminate me. People will humiliate me. People will do a partiality to me, isn't it? They won't touch me because I'm untouchable. Only because I'm a human being. But if I was a tree, then these things wouldn't happen to me, isn't it? This was the concept here. This style of writing is known as using of rhetoric, and if you have read Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, you would know. So, ನೀನು ಕೆಟ್ಟವನು ಅಂತ ಯಾವಾಗ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಸೊ then we will say you are great, you are great. ಅಥವಾ ನೀನು ತುಂಬ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. Then we will be concluding it by saying that you are not good that at all. Okay, let's start. If I was a tree, the bird wouldn't ask me before it builds its nest what caste I am. So, because I am human being, people will ask me my caste, to what caste I belong to, whether I belong to untouchable, whether I belong to a Harijana, isn't it, which is again untouchable, or I belong to Brahmanas, or I belong to Kshatriyas. People will ask me before touching me, before developing a friendship with me, isn't it? But if I was a tree, but ನಾನು ಒಂದು tree ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ, the birds wouldn't ask me before it built its nest what caste I belong to or what caste I am. So obviously, because our human society have a lot of baggages. We are all surrounded by plenty of prejudice, plenty of biases. Our mind has accumulated, or it has developed lot of baggages, lot of fragments, lot of prejudice and biases, being human being, isn't it? Because it's a human constructed society. But what God has created, it has created all of us. But we human beings think we are superior than everything, and within it, we want power, we want another to represent the inferior, and we want ourselves to represent as powerful thing. So, in order to make ourselves powerful, we tend to create inferior person or powerless person, isn't it? That's what the thing has been projected till now. The Europeans created the concept of slavery and black because they wanted power. Indirectly, by telling that you are powerless, directly I am telling that I am powerful, right? So that's how European created the concept of black, men created the concept of women, and the Brahmins are the other upper caste people created the concept of untouchability. And he says, if I was a tree, if I was a part of nature, Mother Earth wouldn't feel defeat, isn't it? Our birds wouldn't ask me to what caste I belong to before it built its nest. So ಹಕ್ಕಿ ಬಂದು ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಯಾವ ಕ್ಯಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅದರ ನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ. But unfortunately, I am human being. That's why the people roaming here and there around me will ask me to what caste I belong to. So here the concept of touch or belief, the concept of untouchability, isn't it? And when sunlight embraced me, my shadow wouldn't feel defeat. So ಸೂರ್ಯನ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಯಾವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಟ್ರೀ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ನನ್ನ ಬಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಆವಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಶ್ಯಾಡೋನ ಜನ ಡಿಫೀಟ್ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಶ್ಯಾಡೋ ಹಿಯರ್, isn't it? In previous era or in past, even the shadow of a Dalit has to be considered as impure. Not only the body, but also the shadow deriving from the body was believed to be impure ಅಥವಾ dirty, isn't it? So ನನ್ನ shadow ಕೂಡ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ ನೀವು upper caste people. ಹೋಗಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅವಾಗ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬಂದು ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಅಥವಾ ತುಂಬ ಕತ್ಲೆ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಅಥವಾ 11:30 to 12:30ವರೆಗೂ ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅವಾಗ ಶ್ಯಾಡೋ ಬೀಳಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಶ್ಯಾಡೋ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲು ಹತ್ರನೇ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಸ್ಂಟ್ ಇಟ್? ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಆ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಅದರ್ವೈಸ್ ಇಫ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಗೋ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ prohibited to visit. Wiped out whenever they walk. So walk ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವರ ಫುಟ್ ಪ್ರಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಹರಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು they have to hang a broomstick behind their neck. So this was the evil practice, and he here is denoting that one, that ನನ್ನ ಶ್ಯಾಡೋ ಬೇರೆದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಜನ ಅದನ್ನ ಡರ್ಟಿ, ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡರ್ಟಿ, ಡಿಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಕೊಂತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ರಾದರ್ ನಾನು ಟ್ರೀ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ನೆರಳಿಗೆ, ನನ್ನ ಶ್ಯಾಡೋಗೆ ಜನ ಬಂದು ಕೂರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. But because I'm human being, because I'm a Dalit, nobody would like to fall my shadow on them, because even my shadow has been considered as impure. So I want to become tree. That's why I want to become tree. I'm out of frustration. Our author wanted to become tree, a part of nature, than being a part of human society. So if I was a tree, the bird would ask me before it builds its nest what caste I am. But I'm a human being, that's why people will ask me to what caste I belong to. Now, when sunlight embraced me, my shadow couldn't feel the field. So when sunlight embraced me, the sun rays embraced me, my shadow couldn't feel the field. ಅದು ಡಿಗ್ರೇಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ಕೊಂತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಟುಡೇ, ಐ ಆಮ್ Dalit today, so my shadow is also considered to be impure. The difference between nature and human society. And the next one, my friendship with the cool breeze and the leaves would be sweet. If I was a tree, friendship with cool breeze, ತಣ್ಣಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಗಾಳಿ ಮತ್ತು my leaves would be sweet enough, isn't it? The friendship between my leaves and the cool breeze would be friendly, it would be sweet. But because I'm a human being, because I'm a Dalit, there will be no hand in front of me out of friendship, isn't it? Nobody wants to have friendship with me because I'm Dalit, because I'm untouchable, and even touching me is a big curse for them, is it? Touching a Dalit is a big curse for them. Touching a Dalit makes them impure. That's why I want to become tree, out of frustration, out of humiliation. Our author wanted to become a part of nature, being a tree, than being part of society, in human society. Being a part of nature, I mean human society as a human being. And the next paragraph, raindrops wouldn't turn back, taking me for a dog eater. When I branch out further from my roots, Mother Earth wouldn't feel shouting, flee shouting for a bath. Look at the concept of untouchability embraced here, isn't it? So raindrops is a natural phenomenon. Rain is a natural phenomenon. Whenever it rains everywhere. ಇವನು ದಲಿತ, ಇವನು ಬ್ರಾಹ್ಮಣ, ಇವನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳಬೇಕು, ಇವನು ದಲಿತ, ಇವನ ಮೇಲೆ ನನ್ನ ಡ್ರಾಪ್ಸ್ ಬೀಳಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಏನಾದರೂ ಇಳುತ್ತಾ ರೈನಿಗೆ? ಆಬ್ವಿಯಸ್ಲಿ ನಾಟ್. ಸೊ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಡೆ ಬೀಳುತ್ತೆ, isn't it? So nature doesn't have such baggages. Nature doesn't have such discrimination in its subjects, on its subject. But human being does have, isn't it? They have. So if I was a tree, raindrops falling from far away wouldn't turn back. ಅವರು ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಇವನು ದಲಿತ ಅಂತ, ಅಥವಾ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ದಲಿತ ಟ್ರೀ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ, ಓ ದಲಿತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನ, ಓಕೆ ಲೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ಅವೇ, ಲೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟಚ್ ಹಿಮ್, he shouldn't come here, isn't it? These are the baggages, boundaries we have created among us. So if I was a tree, raindrops wouldn't turn back. ಅದು ವಾಪಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೀಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ, isn't it? Taking me for a dog eater. So according to this Brahmins, Dalits do eat dog, they also eat pork and all the dead animals. So this is, we don't know whether it is true or false allegation, but they say that they used to eat all these things, a dog eater. And when it comes to human being, they consider me as a dog eater and they will stay away from me. But if I was a tree, raindrops wouldn't turn back, taking me as a dog eater. isn't it? I'm equal to them. I'm equal to nature. Nature will never discriminate people, isn't it? It's subject. So I wanted to become a part of nature. When I branch out further from my roots, so ನಾನು ಟ್ರೀ ಆಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ನ ಅಗಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ನನ್ನ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ನ ದೊಡ್ಡದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಮದರ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ವುಡಂಟ್ ಫ್ಲೀ ಶೌಟಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ಅ ಬಾತ್. ಸೊ ಮದರ್ ಅರ್ತ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಓಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಓ ನಾನು ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರೀ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟಚ್ಡ್ ಮೀ ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಡಸ್. ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ society, if a Dalit unfortunately are by mistakenly touched a Brahmin, they flee like anything, they run away like anything to take a bath. First of all, they will beat him like anything, later they run to take bath. But this is not there in earth or in nature. Mother Earth wouldn't flee, run away to take a bath. Because Mother Earth treats everyone equally. So I want to become part of nature than being part of society. This is what the two paragraphs talked about, and my next session will be dealing with another two paragraph. If you are having any doubts, drop me in my WhatsApp, at my WhatsApp. Thank you so much.